Hello and welcome to another episode of Diablo 4. We are continuing to play the Season 9, The Sins of the Horadrim. Last we left off, we started the first of the seasonal quests. Now we need to get 150 Horadric knowledge to get to the next one. Now I have been looking around a little bit, watching a little bit of information. It turns out that my summary over the Horadric spells was wrong. These 5 are kind of the main elemental thing, and then you have these 5 different spells that can correspond to one of your spells. I think you can only have one equipped, unfortunately. And then all of these are like modifiers called Arcana, and these go from magic to rare to legendary, and they can all be upgraded via Horadric vials. Now, to get Horadric knowledge, I'm not sure if there are other ways to get it. One way to get it, however, is to do nightmare dungeons, and they've been redone, so we're going to do a nightmare dungeon this episode, just see what it's like, maybe also start the next quest. I do wonder if world bosses give them, so depending upon maybe the start of next episode or the end of this episode, we'll have a world boss encounter just to see what kind of Horadric knowledge we get from it. Now, one thing of note is that dungeon keys have a chance to spawn a Horadric strong room, but they can have the affix. This place will always contain a Horadric strong room if they have, you know, the Horadric strong room bonus. So we're going to use that. Head on over there. Hopefully we're strong enough for it. I mean, we are playing on normal, so it's probably not going to be all too much of an issue. Here we go. Okay, so there's a little thing that's like shooting away. I think that's actually like showing off where the Horadric strong room is. Horadric strong rooms. Explore nightmare dungeons and follow the gateways trail to discover Horadric strong rooms. Activate the Horadric statues to turn the tide in the battle ahead. Defeat enemies and activate shrines and pylons within the time limit to earn a Horadric attunement, and I believe it's always 100 seconds, no matter what. Complete Horadric strong rooms to gather escalation sigils, and those sigils can be used to do the Astaroth endgame battle. At least I believe so. Now, I also believe that the Astaroth fight is also like a Torment Tier 1 situation. Okay, so this is like a tiny little nightmare dungeon. So we're gonna do it. There we go. And I'm probably gonna at least complete the nightmare dungeon off camera if it's not interested after the strong room. But, you know, maybe I'll just show it in. You know, I'll just show it in. It's probably not gonna take that long. There we go. Horadric portal. Keep clicking it. I guess you have to double click it just to enter. And yeah, the game is sucking up memory like there's no tomorrow. I think usually it would stabilize at like 5 or 6 gigabytes. Right now it's sucking up 9. Not quite sure why, but I think it's just unoptimized. So hopefully they patch this in like a week or so. Alright, we got some of that ritual stuff. Apparently we also earned some things. Equip an infusion spell, we did all of that. Acquire Arcana by completing Horadric strong rooms. And reach Horadric knowledge rank 3, and then collect Horadric vials. Okay, we'll do our best to do this. And completing a nightmare dungeon is going to get us as well. So completing pillar events will attract additional ambushes. Kill tether monsters to complete the ritual, or health potion cooldown plus 5 seconds. Horadric kills grant 25% Horadric attunement for 10 seconds after you activate a shrine. You know, it is magic, so why not? We'll test it out. Sacrifice shrine. Let's get to the other shrine right here. Another sacrifice shrine, very nice. Trying to get as much attunement as possible. And I mean, obviously we're very low level right now, so getting to high tier, I don't think is going to happen, unfortunately. Nice. We got tier 3, so that's something. I don't think we're going to get to 4, but I mean, I can hope. Close to level 4, so that's good. Okay, we got to tier 4. That's nice. I think that's the highest I've gotten so far. Yeah, we didn't get any more. Once we get more movement abilities, I think that'll be good. Oops. So that gives 140 Herodic Knowledge. Now, will I get more by opening this thing? Maybe. See here, journal. We did actually get enough. Okay, perfect. So let's continue by... what's this? You find 25% more gold. Okay, so I got a bonus for the Nightmare Dungeon. And that means that as I continue, I'm going to get 25% more gold, which isn't really all that interesting, but it's something. I also got enough favor to do the next quest. Once again, nothing super fascinating so far. Now, I believe that Nightmare Dungeons have been somewhat reworked, but not that much more. Like, they're a little bit better. They have quick time events and stuff, and you can get Obucide. I do not know if you can get Obucide at this tier, though. But basically, there are, like, secret store rooms and all those sort of things. So it's apparently now actually kind of worth it to quick clear Nightmare Dungeons. If you can't do it quickly, it's kind of not worth it. So it's probably, like, for the best to just kind of not do this. But it's one of my seasonal story things, so why not? And I seem to be getting more Herodic Knowledge, so let's see if I kill this. Okay, yeah, 30 Herodic Knowledge. So I guess killing elites does grant it. I do not know if killing elites in the overworld will give Herodic Knowledge. Probably not. See if we can teleport. Nope. Alright. See how quickly we can do this.
Help, please.
Okay, we actually have a event here. Seems like she's invulnerable, fortunately.
Watch
Villager. Watch out, she says. Okay, so she just spawns an ambush, maybe? Now she's dead. Okay. Well, it's something. Where am I? Well, leveling up is always nice. And we are getting a lot of Herodic Knowledge, so that's good. So it'll help speed up the acquisition of future story quests. Alright. We killed one of them. Do I have to run back? There isn't even a portal at the end. That's kind of bad design in my opinion. Well, I'm gonna, I think, cut to the end of the dungeon because... unless something interesting happens, because, you know, it's just a regular Nightmare Dungeon. It's not really that interesting. Maybe I'll speed through the footage. It's been a long time since I did that, so... yeah, let's speed through the footage. Alright, so one thing I forgot to do was actually equip my mercenaries. So doing that now is going to be useful. I want to acquire all of that favor, as well as their, spells are pretty decent as well, so. Oh, here we go. Here's actually an event. So, investigate the ritual statues. Alright, we gotta survive the ritual, slay as many enemies in the ritual circles to summon the sanguine champions. Alright. We are, of course, gonna try to do that. I kinda need them to summon more enemies than are available. There we go, that's better. First Sanguine Champion. Unfortunately, I only managed to kill one. That's too bad. I'll blame it on them not spawning fast enough. This is decent. So these little events are cute. They've existed before in Nightmare Dungeons, but I've heard that there might be even more things that you can acquire that are even better. We'll see. Alright, so Chapter 1 objective completed. Nightmare Dungeon completed. I got some stuff. Got some XP. Maybe not amazing, but definitely worth it. Was this enough to complete? Just one objective for now, which gave me 100 sigil powder. Very nice. So the next... Apparently every single Nightmare Dungeon is supposed to give another Nightmare Dungeon. Actually gave me 2. Horadrim gold reserve. Many gold chests have been stashed here, so that's interesting. But neither of these... Oh, this is a tribute of growth. Okay, cool. Reward, completing with attunement rank 1 to earn higher additional experience. So this gives a bunch of experience, so it's pretty good. Maybe I'll do that once I... maybe next episode or something like that. I don't believe I'm able to craft dungeon keys quite yet because I don't have a legendary power yet. Anyway, I think we have enough time to do the next quest this episode. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, we actually got enough for level 3 as well, and level 4. So this gave me a lot of Horadrim knowledge. So I'm just going to really quickly deal with all my new items, and I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. I have done all my little background stuff, taking care of my equipment. Let's actually read the text. So this was the countless apprentices have begun their training with the secret arts contained within, and the tier 2 rewards were an assortment of odds and ends that would pique only the interest of an adventurer. And then the tier 2 reward for the quest was bearing the weight of ghosts, seasonal side quest. Riona needs my help to hunt down another blood relic. And we also got magic open palm of justice. So says our creed, to protect we must destroy. Oh, magic open palm of justice. Okay, alright, cool. And maybe we'll read the others after we get to those quests. So, bearing the weight of ghosts. Speak with Riona. I should return to Karagar and speak with Riona. Should we have uncovered a means to purge Astaroth's blood once and for all? Have you found a way to purge Astaroth's blood from the relics?
Not yet, but Donan's notes are helping. There were few things he loved more than the sound of his own pen scratching parchment. 'Tweren't him that fashioned the Wayfinder, but a fellow named Elias. It turns out, Donan was asked to destroy the thing. Lucky for us, he didn't. Keep looking around. As long as you have its powers, you should be able to access the other blood relics.
How did you know Donan?
What druid of our college didn't know him? During the days of Ash, he haunted Tur Duldra's halls like a tick latched onto a hound's hindquarters. Always saw him huddling and whispering with Erida and the Thane.
Yeah, Erida and Nithane were the two druids that you kill in the main story. If you do want to see the main story, you can check that out on the channel. So, the blood relic I recovered was but one of several, each a vessel of Astaroth's power hidden across Sanctuary. As long as these relics remain, so does Astaroth. Riona believes the Horadrim sealed these relics within strong rooms, protected chambers buried deep within nightmare dungeons. I need to use a nightmare sigil to access these chambers. Okay, so we need to do another one, like we did last time. So we're, once again, I think the nightmare dungeon itself doesn't have to be done. So I'm just gonna cut real quick to the, what's it called? The Horadrim Storm Room itself. So you won't have to watch me do the nightmare dungeon in full. All right. All right. So we are in a strong room. It's kind of weird. I feel like they should have had this be part of the second quest and this should have been started automatically, maybe? It doesn't quite make sense in my opinion. Nice. Alright. Tested the Mighty. For each shrine interacted, all monsters gain plus 50% health. Pillar Ritual gives 25% speed. Kill nearby enemy monsters to complete the ritual. Approaching pillars will attract additional ambushes. I guess, you know what, why not take that one? So what do we have here? Sacrifice Shrine? Sacrifices must be made. Things are going pretty well, I think. See if we can't activate this. Oh, that was bad. Okay, that's good. Keep on moving forward. We have another sacrifice shrine. Keep on pushing forward. See if we can't get that final pillar right there. Doing nearly as good as we did last time, but that's fine. All in all, I think this went okay. Actually, maybe, just maybe, I might be able to get up to level 4. I don't think I did. Oh well. There we go. So, the blood relic right there.
My blood was my gift to Sanctuary. Ever-burning seeds of destruction, sown in its most fertile soils. Until Donan locked it all away.
Is that it? So we got ourselves another Arcana. Very nice. And another one right there. So we got 3 Arcana. Fantastic. And we got the blood. So I just need to return to Riona to continue the quest. I'm just going to real quick finish this Nightmare Dungeon. Like, there isn't a reason not to, I don't believe. So making a cut right here. One thing I did want to show real quick is the bonus I got is you gain increased Obuside for monster kills in this dungeon. And I haven't gotten a single Obuside because I'm playing on this, you know, tier. You can only collect it at level 60. So the bonus I get is actually completely useless. Alright, now I'm going to cut to Briona.
Good. You're back.
We are back. So, with the blood relic I recovered from the Horadrim strong room, I should return to Briona in Karagar. Once contained within the Horadrim Wayfinder, the relic's influence will be sealed. Each fragment secured brings us one step closer to preventing Astaroth's full resurgence. And it doesn't have any information, unfortunately. Astaroth told me he planted his blood across Sanctuary.
I remember those days. Sunless, ashen days. Back then, I had just lost my sister, you see. Brega. She had a voice like Sparrow's song. And a wit sharp as a dagger. And a husband like a stubborn goat. Donan was her man. That's how I knew him. Sorry I didn't face up sooner. We three were close once, but I distanced myself when I couldn't dissuade him from sticking Astaroth under his keep. But they're dead, and what's done is done. Only one way forwards. Hone your strength, and I'll keep working on the blood.
Another house in Karagar empty. A whole family picked up and left west to Akarat.
The sheep demand a shepherd.
Alright, so we got that little spoiler text because we have enough of the heroic knowledge to go to the next quest, and in fact go to the quest after that. So I'm just going to read these real quick. Briona needs my help to hunt down another blood relic, and power can be wrought from nigh anything, if one knows how to seek it. Seems like... Okay, so we purged your relics. Alright, and there are some more interesting quests. We're actually not going to do that quest this episode, the Keepers of the Glen. We'll be doing that next episode instead. Now, I am kind of curious. I have 1,990 of the Horadrim knowledge, so I should be able to get up to tier 5. I am going to be doing the world boss, just showing off how much it gives. But one thing I am curious about, let's like head to... You know, we don't really need to head anywhere. Let's just find ourselves an elite monster to kill and see if that gives me any of the Horadrim knowledge. So I need to find an elite. Yes, okay, so elites everywhere give Horadrim knowledge. So that means that world bosses and all that stuff definitely do as well. You get 30 per elite, 30 or 40. Maybe you gain a little bit of extra in the Nightmare Dungeons, so they kind of incentivize you to do those. So that is interesting to know. I'm gonna cut real quick to the world boss. So I believe I have a little bit over 2... Well, let's see actually. If I go to Karagar, how much do I need for the next tier? Okay, I need 2,500 for the next tier. I will, of course, see how much the world boss gives. Just give me 1 second. There we go. So that was the world boss dead. Let's see how much we got. It's a little bit difficult to see. Alright, it seems like it actually only gave about 180 or something like that. So only 4 times worth in elite, which is almost nothing. So world bosses are still good for equipment, but they kind of suck for the Horadrim knowledge. So I guess Nightmare Dungeons are the way to go. I think that's appropriate, to be honest. I mean, world bosses are already good enough for loot, so if they were the best way of getting Horadrim knowledge, that'd be kind of ridiculous. But I do wish that they gave a little bit more, maybe like 500 a pop. It's still enough to where it's definitely worth it, but it isn't, you know, completely game breaking. So, disappointing. But yeah, with that done, we are ending the episode here. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Join us next time when we continue with more of the seasonal quest line. I hope to do between 1 and 2 quests every single episode, maybe even as many as 3. We'll see how it goes. I upload content 5 days a week. Diablo will be continuing to be pumped out this week to finish off the seasonal story, and then there might be a bit of a delay between endgame content, the season story compilation, all that stuff later down the line. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.